All right, so diving in today, we're tackling some pretty intense stuff. You guys sent in excerpts from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah, chapter 22 specifically.
And this is not just any chapter. It's like,
Right.
it's where everything kind of comes to a head, all the emotional baggage, the looming threats. It's a lot.
Oh, absolutely. It's like the eye of the storm. We've seen the horrors that came before. We know there are more on the horizon. But here, Shelley makes us just sit with Victor, with his guilt, with this fragile hope that Elizabeth represents. And it's all under this shadow of the creature's vow.
All right. So just to get everyone on the same page, especially you listening, as you revisit these excerpts, where are we? Victor's just gotten back with his father.
Yeah.
And his mind is just reeling. William, Justine, and now Henry, all dead.
And his father, bless him, he's trying to be supportive. But of course, he thinks Victor's all messed up because of that murder accusation he had to deal with.
Right.
And that misinterpretation is just so key here. The father's seeing the symptoms, right? Victor's withdrawn. He's in despair. So he comes up with this logical explanation. It makes sense, just not the right one. He's trying to console Victor for being publicly accused, completely oblivious to the real monster that's eating him up inside. It shows you the gap that's opened up between Victor and everyone else.
And that's where the tension in chapter 22 just gets you. Victor's carrying all this guilt. He's about to get married to Elizabeth, which should be this joyous thing, but it's so heavy now. And then the creature's threat is just hanging there like a sword.
Exactly. This isn't just plot points, right? It's like we're right there in Victor's head, seeing him trapped by what he created.
And the choices he has to make? Ugh. Impossible. So what are we doing today? We're going deep into Victor's psyche in this chapter, seeing things from Elizabeth's point of view, too. And there's also the foreshadowing that Shelley does so well. Like, how does she hint at the tragedy that's coming? We want to know. What does all this say about responsibility, about love in the face of trauma, and about the ripple effects of Victor's actions? Big stuff.
Absolutely.
So it's Victor's mindset. What jumps out when you reread his thoughts is how alone he is. Utterly cut off. He's got his family, people who care, but he feels alien.
It's interesting, right? He knows logically that all of humanity, they're his brethren, his fellow beings.
Yeah.
He even wants that connection, you can tell. But then, bam, he's hit with this feeling of unworthiness. Like he doesn't deserve it.
Right.
He's convinced he's unleashed this destructive force, so he has to be alone. Self-punishment.
It's like he's morally contaminated or something. Stained by what the creature did, even though he didn't physically kill anyone. And the guilt makes him think he should be an outcast. And like you said, his dad try and make him feel better about the murder charge. It just shows how different their worlds are.
Yeah, the dad's worried about how society sees Victor. But Victor's dealing with this cosmic horror. Two totally different levels.
And you see why he doesn't just spill the beans, right? Back then, being called insane, terrifying. But it's more than that. He physically can't say the words. Like, he can't voice this monster he's created, knows it would just freak everyone out. It's psychological as much as it is social.
It is. He wants to connect, but the very thing he created stops him. So he's stuck. He thinks maybe telling the truth would help. But the consequences are way worse, not just for him, but for everyone. And even when he tries to confess a little, people don't believe him.
And when he snaps at his father, that's a powerful moment. He swears he's not crazy, even using the sun in the heavens to prove it. But then, when he claims he's the one who killed them and that he couldn't sacrifice everyone to save them, it makes his father think he really is losing it, which it's just
Heartbreaking. Victor tries to prove he's sane by telling a version of the truth, but it just confirms what his dad's afraid of. So he's stuck with this reality that's so messed up everyone thinks he's gone mad. And that leaves him even more alone. He's got the guilt, the knowledge that no one can get what he's going through. He might seem calm on the outside, but Shelley tells us he's still miserable inside.
Then comes Elizabeth's letter, like a light in all this darkness. It's full of love, genuine concern, and she's so selfless.
It's her intuition, right? She can sense Victor's not happy. Maybe he feels obligated to marry her, not actually in love. She's not just being emotional, she's being smart. She wants to know what he truly feels, and she gives him a way out if he wants it.
That question, do you not love another? So direct, so brave. She's letting him speak his mind, you know. No pressure. It shows how well she knows him, even though he's so withdrawn.
Yeah. She cares about him, even if it means she won't be happy. She says she'd be eternally miserable if he didn't really love her. It's not possessive or anything, it's just pure empathy.
And she says she doesn't want to hold him back. Her love's so strong that if he's unhappy because of her, it hurts her. And she tells him not to answer right away. No pressure, just think it through.
She's putting his feelings first. Her letter's like the opposite of all the messed up stuff going on. It shows that connection and love can still exist. It's human in the middle of all this monster stuff.
But of course, that moment's over. As soon as it begins, the creature comes back with that threat, I will be with you on your wedding night. Just chills.
Right. All that internal stuff Victor's dealing with, now the external horror comes crashing back. And his reaction, it says so much about his state of mind. He instantly thinks it means his death. And because he's so full of guilt, he welcomes it, like death would be a relief.
Yeah, he compares freedom to a peasant who's lost everything. It shows you how defeated he feels, like even if he lives, he's broken. So now he's in this awful spot. He loves Elizabeth, but he thinks marrying her is a death sentence.
And he knows the creature isn't just targeting him. Clerval's murder proves that. So he's weighing his options. Does he go through with the wedding, make Elizabeth and his dad happy, knowing he'll probably die? Or does he postpone it and risk making the creature even angrier? No good choices here.
In the end, he decides he'll marry her if it'll make them happy, even though he's putting himself in danger. It's like a twisted sense of duty. Love mixed with giving up.
It's tragic. He's trying to bring happiness, but he's walking them right into a trap. He's so focused on his own death, he doesn't see the danger Elizabeth's in. His guilt is blinding him.
So then he writes to Elizabeth, trying to sound calm and affectionate. It's so creepy because we know he's a mess inside, like trying to pretend everything's normal when it's so not.
He wants to protect her from the truth. He says his happiness depends on her, and that's probably true. But then he drops that bomb about a dreadful secret he'll tell her after the wedding. You just know it's going to terrify her.
And he begs her not to say anything until then. It's like he's clinging to the hope that they can have a few peaceful moments before it all goes down.
Right.
But it also creates this feeling of dread, you know? Something's wrong and it's poisoning everything.
When they meet up in Geneva, you can feel Elizabeth's love for him. But she's also super worried. He just looks bad. And Victor notices that she's not as lively as she used to be, like his darkness is affecting her.
The peace he feels being back home, yeah, that doesn't last. His memories come back and he's just consumed by rage and despair. Only Elizabeth can pull him back, even for a little bit.
She's so strong, she cries with him for him. When he gets a grip, she tries to calm him down, like maybe if he accepts what happened, he'll feel better. But Victor knows you can't escape guilt that easily.
His father, of course, wants him to be happy, so he brings up the wedding again. And Victor just agrees. He says he loves Elizabeth, and he'll give up his life for her. But his dad's attempts to comfort him, they don't work. Victor's too focused on the threat. It's too real, too close.
He can't escape the fear and guilt. He sees the creature's attack as inevitable. He says he's not afraid of death as long as he's with Elizabeth. But he's so focused on his own death, he doesn't see that he might be causing hers.
As the wedding gets closer, it's all so fake. You've got the parties, everyone's happy for them. But under the surface, Victor's fighting this huge anxiety. Even Elizabeth, she's acting content, but you can tell she's scared too. Like, she knows something bad is about to happen.
That fear is important. She senses something's off, maybe because of how Victor's acting, or maybe because of that secret he mentioned. It makes the wedding preparations feel ominous. All this joy, but we know it's not going to last. And that plan to go to Villa Lavena, supposed to be this romantic getaway, now it just feels creepy.
And Victor's trying to protect himself, carrying pistols and a dagger, like he thinks he can fight this supernatural being with weapons. It's sad. And as the wedding day arrives, you almost forget about the threat. But then Elizabeth is so sad, she just feels like something evil's coming.
It's like you can feel the dread in the air. Maybe he's connecting it to the secret Victor's keeping. Her sadness next to her father's joy. It's just unsettling. You know something terrible's about to happen.
The ending of the chapter is just heartbreaking. The wedding's done. They're heading off on their honeymoon. And for a minute, Victor actually feels happy. A real break from all the pain.
Shelley describes Lake Geneva so beautifully. The mountains, the scenery, it's all there. But it's like she's contrasting that with the darkness inside Victor. A moment of peace before the storm hits.
Elizabeth knows he's not okay, so she tries to reassure him, tells him to enjoy the moment. She even tries to ignore her own bad feelings. She points out how pretty everything is, how peaceful nature looks. She wants them to just be happy.
She's trying so hard to distract them both, but you can tell she's still worried. Happy one minute, distracted the next. Even in paradise, they can't escape the fear.
And as the sun sets, they finally arrive at Evian. They've seen the river drownts, all these amazing mountains. But the weather changes, and it's like a reflection of what's happening inside Victor. The wind dies down, he steps on shore, and all his fear and worry come rushing back. It's like a warning. Something awful is about to happen.
It's such a well-written ending. All that happiness and beauty gone in a second. Victor's dread is back, and nature, no matter how grand, can't protect them from the horror he created. You're left knowing something bad is coming. It's inevitable.
So, big picture, chapter 22 is heavy. Victor's drowning in guilt. He feels completely alone. Elizabeth's trying to be strong, but she's scared. And then there's the creature waiting to strike.
It's a reminder that ambition can be dangerous. And keeping secrets, especially big, bad ones, will eat you alive. It makes you think about love when it's tied to obligation, and the damage you can do when you betray someone's trust.
And to everyone listening, think about how Shelley builds the tension here. It's not a surprise attack. It's slow, painful, and driven by Victor's inner turmoil. It makes you wonder, how can humans create such amazing things and also be capable of such destruction?
And it makes you think.
Yeah.
Could Victor have done things differently? What if he had told Elizabeth everything?
Yeah.
How important are honesty and trust in stopping bad things from happening? Maybe the biggest question is, what happens when we don't face our own demons, our own mistakes? What kind of wedding night are we setting ourselves up for?
So much to think about.
Yeah.
And until next time, keep those excerpts coming.
We'll
We'll dive in.
deep.
Deep.